So yeah, I think we are live, and with that, I welcome you all to weekly dev meeting. This is held every Wednesday, and we talk about the Meshery project, all the work that you all are doing. I'll get this meeting minutes and share in the chat, so you can go and write your name in the attendees list. And also, if you've got any issues or pull requests, you also can include them. Yes, this is called copy of the previous meeting minutes, and Lee already described we hit some kind of comment limit there, so we'll be moving forward. We'll be using.
Wait. Vivek, everybody else is using the original right now.
Yeah. So
are they not able to type into the original? Is that we're not?
Yeah, they are at some point, but then this error comes up that you just have to reload or make a copy.
Yeah, they can't add suggestions. Is that right?
Yeah. So Nitish and a couple of others pointed out.
Okay. So the problem is I don't know if you heard me a second ago, there's 100 repos we need to go update with a new link. And 5 websites and a lot of places. Like, be nice if we could delete some of these old comments so we don't have to do that. Otherwise, we'll be asking for volunteers today. And we know how that goes.
Yeah. So I did look up and see resolving some comments, but the answers I found like just now, just make a copy like they're saying. But yeah, we will.
Other people are adding their names right now in the existing list.
Yeah, but out of some time it comes up the pop-up.
Okay.
For suggestions to.
Yeah. But it's not stopping people. So I think what I'm saying is it's premature to do away with this. I'd like for us to continue here if we can until. Do you guys know who did this? Back.
Yeah. So I don't think we can suggest any. We can accept any more suggestions too. If you scroll down, these grayed out comments that I don't think can be accepted now.
Okay. Do we delete these? Can other people continue to add? Does anybody on the call want to try to add a suggestion in the minutes? It's worth making sure that we really, really can't use this. Looks like we got some folks adding suggestions successfully, but we still have some underlying problems. Anybody got any ideas? No, nobody else has had to hit the comment limit on a Google Doc before. New territory. All right. Well, I guess Vivek will have to go with a new doc, which means the good news for everybody is if you share that link again, we'll jump into that new doc. The good news for everyone is that the end of the year raffle for $500,000 to the attendees, whoever's written their name into the attendees, well, it's going to restart with that new doc. So the good news is for those of you who are continuing to come and attend and write your name in, well, you'll have 50% better chance at winning $500,000. So.
Yeah. So I shared that link in chat. And do you mind if I start sharing that one?
Please. Yeah, please.
So just like I was saying, please feel free to go ahead and write your name, the attendees. And yeah, any issues or pull request. Let's follow the tradition and welcome any newcomer on the call. So if you're joining this call for the very first time, you simply can unmute and give a quick introduction, maybe about the area that you're working on right now, or your favorite language, or where are you calling from. I wonder if Darshan has ever got a chance to introduce himself. If that's not the case, you can maybe unmute and give a quick introduction.
Hey guys, am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm Darshan. This is my first ever meet. I usually work on Kubernetes, Golang, Docker, and CI/CD tools. So I came across Layify some time ago, but then I couldn't have the time to work on it. Now that I'm free, I'm actually solving issues now. And so far, it's been really good. The community has been very welcoming, and yeah.
Thanks a lot, Darshan. I think we also have a couple of agenda items from you, so we'll be sure to take them. I wonder if this, Krishna is also a newcomer. Do you mind going next?
Yes, I'm a newcomer. No, I am not a newcomer. I haven't given
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks a lot, Krishna.
introduction
Oh, sorry, like I'm afraid that we are not able to
yet.
hear you properly, so you can try repeating. All right. Since we are also like
I'm
kind of running out of time, you also can maybe
contributing
introduce
to
yourself in chat,
Meshery
Krishna.
for
Your voice is like
about a 1 month, and
yeah. So let's keep going ahead, and for any other folks like who are new to the call and are still remaining giving the introduction, I highly recommend that you do that in chat. And we will be going with the other items that we have on this docs. So couple of you like have just joined and may not have access to the chat history. Let me drop that again. So it will take you directly to this meeting minutes, the Google Docs. You can write your name and also any item that you would like to discuss today that's on Meshery. There are a couple of standing agenda items and both the component lead. I think we're missing them from the call. Let me take a look for Ian. Ian would like to share about UI updates.
Yeah, not a ton of updates from last week. Mainly just trying to continue to stabilize some of the failing tests. So I was focused on the performance profile management test suite. And I think we're at a point where there's some level of instability across the tests that we have right now. So instead of having true like end-to-end tests, we might balance kind of the utility on having, integration tests or mocking some of the APIs because it seems like it's a little bit of whack-a-mole of trying to stabilize these tests. And the more noise we produce, the less utility we get out of those tests. So anyways, we're still at like 62 tests planned in the test sheet that we have linked here. 21 are implemented. And we have on the latest test run, the connections test for the remote provider a little flaky, but I'll be taking a peek at that over the next week. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Ian. So for those interested, you also can take a look at Meshery UI end-to-end testing that we do using Playwright. And the next item only is contributing training sessions. And they all like touch upon and discuss about various components that we have covered, like server, then end-to-end testing in CLI or UI. So we have got this playlist going for you. You simply can go and take a look at it. It might help you starting your contribution journey. Just share the playlist link in chat. With that, I think we will be starting with the topics. And we go in the sequence as they are listed down. And if for some reason we are not able to cover your item right now, we will be circling back. So Ayush, you have this first item on Meshery model export command. Do you mind going first and sharing your update?
Yep, I will start now. So, everyone, thank God I'm the first one here. I'm starting because I will have to drop soon. So I'll just share my screen. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
That is a donation into the raffle bucket. $2. $2 for asking, my friend. Also, what's more important than this meeting? Where you gotta go?
I have to cook some dinner and be somewhere.
Oh, somewhere, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting everyone know that there's something more important. I get it.
No, this is important. That's why I'm here. After I'm done with this, I'll go.
Good.
Okay,
Good.
so let's get started. So basically, I was writing some tests for the model export command for Meshery CTL. It's a sub issue for the Epic here, where we need to increase the test coverage on model command. So I put up a PR in. I had some questions, so I left a comment from Matthew, and I sent a message back to me that he'll look into it. So basically, what I was gonna ask him here is that I included a bunch of golden files there, and a lot of them were empty, and I was not sure if I'm just supposed to leave them like that or I'm supposed to use them some other way. So just that and just some general feedback on the test cases I've written here. So that was all I was looking for.
Actually, like one thing I'm not sure is like I think we're no longer doing the golden standard testing. Like we're not using these golden files or using them at least for testing. So, like, did you clarify with Matthew? Because I think we are now using the BATS test system for like these CLI tests. So yeah. So
Yep,
if you look into other tests,
that's for end-to-end testing. I'm not sure. This is my first time working on this thing, so
yeah,
What
that's
is it?
for end-to-end. That's why directly hit the mesh is CTL, but yeah, same. But for like the you sorry, like unit test, you would just use the Go test library without this. Like, like I don't know, like did we completely get rid of this? But that was the plan, like not using this golden file. So I don't think we would want to at least add new ones because we are trying to get rid of the older ones in this case. So
okay. Okay, so okay. I will need to do some work there.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
usually we don't want to
yep.
leave we don't want to leave you stuck though. We don't want to leave you stuck though, or with too much ambiguity. So do you know which way you would turn?
Yep, actually, I have the docs here. So I did actually the end-to-end CLI tests. But I thought that these are the new tests we are introducing, and the old ones we are still gonna go with the golden tests. So I went ahead with the golden ones for now. But
Sure.
it's clear
No,
now, so
yeah,
I'll
that's
just
fine.
go with the E2 now.
No,
Oh,
but I mean,
okay.
golden files, they only contain like the output, yeah? Like it's not like the framework.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks for the feedback. I'll talk with Matthew and I'll go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if Ovid was saying don't write integration tests as much as he was saying, or maybe he was. Ovid, were you suggesting one way or the other? Like, hey, focus on
I
end-to-end?
think nothing like because if you are either way using testing the input output, then we should just use the end-to-end test for this. Like it should be like maybe just end-to-end test, and like if you need to test a function, then the unit test because we don't need like they are pretty low level, and the other one is higher. So I don't think like right now we should have like another framework for the integration test. Just like kind of like I think it's not necessary right now, and also like it has not been helpful in the past. So I think probably we should just stick to the end-to-end right now.
Does anybody else see it differently? Okay. Ayusha, not hearing something different. Does that make sense to you then? Is that would that be okay to refactor?
Yep, that makes sense for me. I'll start working with the end-to-end tests next.
Nice. Well, it looked great though. Or it'll be much quicker for you to do the end-to-end test because now you've got thorough knowledge of that particular area of functionality. And so it'll just be the refactoring should be relatively smooth. It shouldn't be.
Yep.
If I can pull out some silver lining there somehow. Okay,
Yep,
good.
you're right.
Well, thanks for being first at bat. It's not always easy to break the ice. This is good, man. You're doing a good job.
Thanks a lot, Ayush, Lee, and Abid. So I think the next item is just what we were talking about, the BATS end-to-end testing. Maybe Ayush can go and review this pull request. You're missing the PR author. So Fahim, do you mind reminding Leo if he joins, we'll be able to cover his update?
Yeah, sure. I will message.
Thanks a lot, Fahim. Next up, we have Darshan, and I just wonder if Darshan would be able to share your screen and walk us through the update.
Yeah, 1 second. Share my screen. Can I share my screen now?
Yeah,
Yeah, always.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I hope it's visible.
No, not yet.
No, it's
One
not.
second. I have to give permission for this. 1 second.
Yeah, if you're not ready, maybe we can circle back.
Yeah, you can go on to the next one. I'll join the after other.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Mohit's item. Let's
Yeah.
take a look if we have.
Yeah. Hello everyone. So this is my first meeting. So I apologize if I'm not known with any convention. So I took up a front-end bug today, which is there is an issue on the front-end side where the share options overflow outside dialog box on the container of the performance chart. So this is an existing bug on the UI side on the performance chart where this share option on the click of it was overflowing. So I have raised a PR for the fix, and this is the current change on the UI, and the PR is open for it. But, so the changes include changing the width and placement of on the placement, adding a bottom end. So these changes fix it. Let me know if any questions or we explain something that I don't know of.
You continued to use the theme for the
Yeah.
values, which is great. And you set you use some intelligent CSS that not everyone does. A lot of times people will just go for width and not max width. A little more smarts behind something like max width. It's a little more resilient. And so, yeah, I don't know. The buttons themselves internal to this particular I guess they're just, they've got a little bit of spacing between them. Can you show your fix?
Yeah.
It is if you click on any of these. All right, they just come. Yeah. Maybe the one other thing, and other people might have different feedback, but
Sure.
well, it might be that those buttons, these actions, more or less, even the share button right above there.
Yeah.
If you click that, just to remind everybody what that oh, okay, that opens the
So that dialog.
Fahim or others might have different feedback here, but I wonder if that action button, the share button, might not be better placed in the title bar, like up above. I wonder if that would help
Here, right?
separate it. Yeah, separate it from the result versus things that you can do on the results. I don't know. Do anybody else have feedback?
I think it makes sense to keep it above because in
On
result
the
it
header, right?
it result it looks
Okay.
kind of a bit like a part of the result it looks like. So you can
Sure.
keep it on the top.
Yeah, I can make that change.
And then Mohit, while you're in there,
Yeah.
and while you're getting familiar with this area, there might be, well, we have a standard modal now, a standard component that we use to display that, this very sort of thing. Might be nice to use that. We have a standard tabbed menu as well, the performance chart tab and the node details. If we were to reuse those same components, the ones that we use from our theme, from our UX design system, that system is called Systent, and there
Right.
are a number of components that are many components that pull from there. It might be, if you're up for it, since you're having success right here, you might continue down that same road of enhancing this area, but swapping out these older style components for our centrally reused ones. Or not, just a thought.
Yeah, I can take a look. I'll have to get a bit more familiar with this project and the code base.
Sure. In the meantime, if you would, maybe just the only thing that I would expect you to do is just, if you do me a favor and open up a GitHub issue describing
Okay.
the notion that we do want to, shift to our standard components. Whether you fulfill it or not is an open question based on your response just now. But could I ask that you open an issue describing that? Or no?
Feature requested.
Yep, it's one of those. It's a feature request, Meshery UI feature request.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks, man. That'd be helpful. If you include a
Yeah.
screenshot, and a hyperlink, whoever comes along after you can pick it up.
Okay.
Sweet. This is your first PR on the project?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's time we have to do the little dance. I don't know if everybody, okay, you guys don't want to see me dance, but yeah, congrats, Mohit. That's great, man.
Thanks. I'll stop, right?
So thanks a lot, Mohit, for sharing your. Okay. Next up, we have this make file update from Aditi.
Yeah, I'm just sharing the screen.
So Aditi, let's take.
Is my screen visible?
Oh, baby. Oh, we're up to $4. Yep, Kurti or Kriti, who's sharing?
Yeah, it's Aditi. So like just a heads up
Oh, yeah,
to all of us on the.
she's already been given that heads up for sure. Aditi Mehta, yeah, she's been given that heads up a couple of times. Oh, it's a $2 fine. Oh yeah, great.
Yeah, actually the Meshery make file includes only Linux-like styles. It doesn't support Windows system. So I made some changes and released the PR itself to so that it can support Windows as well. But my initial approach was to write the two different codes for Windows as well as Linux, but it didn't went good and the file went a little longer. So I shifted and instead used some variables.
But you got a lot of
I'm
feedback
not,
from
I
on
have
the
a doubt
PR.
because
Did you address the feedback on the PR just yet? I think that was a prerequisite to presenting today. Okay. Right. Good. Does it work? I think you're given an advanced warning of like being prepared to present, right? And making sure you're incorporating the feedback from the PR think this isn't your first rodeo in terms of showing your PRs. Does this work? Do any of the targets work now?
Yeah, but
Which one?
it works, but
Cool. Which one works?
works fine. The build is
Yeah, which one works?
the UI works. The server unable to use the server. So I doubt regarding variable initialization.
I think maybe we can take this into Slack, or there you can share your update with a like report on what targets are working and what are not. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, and you might also include a video or after testing it out whether or not it works on Windows as well as on Linux or Unix system. I think that would also be fine.
All right, I'll do.
All right, thanks a lot, Aditi.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see different entry on name of Leo, so we're still missing them from the call. But we have got Wiley on the call, and my bad if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. So, but yeah, would you like to go? I don't think we have Wiley on the call.
I'm here. Yeah, I just
I
write my Chinese name. It's okay. Just let me change it. I'm here, as you can
yeah,
see.
thanks a lot. So, do you mind going next and sharing your update?
Of course. About the edit button.
Yeah.
I think I
Let me
need
share
to
the
screen.
PR.
Um, okay. Can you see my screen right now?
I don't think so. You stop sharing the screen. You might want to reshare.
Okay, give me a few seconds.
Cool. Hey, a public service announcement. When you ask if you can share your screen, the answer perpetually yes. Share your screen. Share.
Oh.
The answer to whether or not you can see your screen is somebody will interrupt you and let you know if that's not the case. Otherwise, we're just wasting time, and it will cost you next time $2, $2. And so, cool. Anyway, that doesn't apply to Wiley since this is her first time presenting, and so.
Okay, it's okay. I can earn it back.
Good.
Okay, about the edit button. Last time I make some changes, and in case some people don't know about that, the old edit button is in this issue, it's just an edit button on the left corner. You need to scroll way down and find it. But now I have an idea about making this button like hover or right in the left corner, so the user can like always see it, and you can and it can changes with the dark mode and light mode here, like this. But the problem is maybe the new solution is too visible for users to use, because maybe they only need to like add it to the dashboard only once, and after that they don't need to they don't need a button to remind them like they can always do that. So we need a balance, some solution of balance to like make it more intuitive for users. So actually I don't do you guys have any like solutions or like suggestions about that?
I got one, or I'll start it off. Hopefully other people will have other ideas. One is when as a user, when your mouse hovers over a widget in the dashboard, one of the cards, Well, it's possible that there might be some controls that light up or a control that lights up to show that you could move it if you wanted to. Like some of the same controls that you see while you're editing the dashboard. That might be one way of like making it discoverable so that it's there, it's like present when you have focus there. Yeah, like that grid, that grabber in the upper right-hand corner, like 2 inches down from where your mouse was in the screenshot, the second screenshot. Yeah, the grid, the 6 circles, the grab, the grabber.
Okay, here.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
see.
potentially. So other people might have different ideas, but it's one thing.
You mean we can put the edit button in here and instead of like leave it on the like main dashboard?
I think the suggestion was like maybe we would show some of these controls, like maybe like on hover we might show this like this grid icon, so as an indication that this can be moved, and maybe like if user tries to click on it, then we might get into an edit mode probably. But yeah, I think that was the suggestion, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get some coffee and also trying not to stop harassing people for whatever reason today. I'm harassing everyone. And so now I was just suggesting that you can get rid of the edit button you're trying to figure out strike a balance, right? Between having it in their face all the time for something that they're not going to do all the time. They're rarely going to do this. But if we don't show it to them somewhere, they may not figure out that they can ever customize it. Therein lies your dilemma. And as you try to strike that balance, which I think you articulated well earlier, my suggestion is perhaps you can not have that edit button at all as an explicit mode that people enter, but rather an implicit mode that they enter as they hover and interact with a card, that they then are shown these controls that allow them that convey to them that they can move or delete or resize things. And should they choose to begin to interact with like that grabber being the technical term for the vertical ellipsis that you see, the two stacked vertical ellipses in the upper right-hand corner, that in the moment in time in which they go to interact with and grab a card to move around, that they might implicitly enter into an edit mode. I'm saying that's one way of circumnavigating that balance between shoving it in their face all the time for something they're going to use once and never come back to, if ever. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You don't have to do this. I'm just brainstorming with you because nobody else is going to chime in. Anybody else got ideas?
I don't think so. I think to keep the edit mode separately, it's better rather than showing the grab, resizer, and the delete on each hour. Because majorly everyone has it like that. You're not able to listen.
Sorry,
I don't think.
If I can't understand you, there's no way in hell Wiley can. You got to get the microphone, Fahim.
Sorry, I'm so confused.
I mean that I don't think like we need to do this. Like the edit mode is fine already. Like on every hover, we are showing a grabber, delete, and also the resizer. So it's much better than having simply the edit mode and then you make the changes and you save it.
You mean the old edit button?
No, I mean the edit button is fine, I think. I don't think there is a need of the balance here.
Okay.
Like, not sure others can provide feedback.
Okay, I got it. But actually, consider of the like user perspective, they might only have like modified it once based on their preference. So they don't need like right now, there is a button hovering like forever. Or maybe we can, I have another plan is maybe we, when the user first come into the dashboard, they can have this edit button as shown like the gloss button right now. But after that, we can just make it more invisible, just a light go back to the left corner.
Yep.
Maybe they want to change
Yeah,
something.
what's the problem with showing it to them up front on first time that they load? I mean, I covered this with you. What's the problem with that?
You mean
That-
the
Yeah, that showing someone something the first time that they sign in, they're overwhelmed with any number of other things that they'll be seeing here. They'll be seeing hopefully a lot of different elements up here. It can be a lot to consume, and if you just show them something transiently the first time that they sign in, they may never discover it again. So that doesn't achieve the discoverability requirement.
okay, I see.
Yep. Have you ever used a new piece of software and they show you all these like little quick tips and tutorials and they
Yeah,
show you a video?
like
Sometimes you look at them, sometimes you dismiss them, sometimes you accidentally miss them because you were doing something and in the middle of it, it popped up and you didn't realize it and you clicked away and then you're like, oh, what were they going to tell me? Like, it's a lot. That's a challenge to do it, to show it to them the first time.
Okay, so how about like when I use this dashboard, it's like pretty hard for me to find another thing is the light and dark mode. Actually, it's in the preference and you need to, it's at the last
Sure.
row. But actually, I wonder, can we like add more functions to this add button so it's like more useful to people? You don't have, when you want to switch something, you don't need to like find it everywhere, and finally, the function is left in some corner.
Yeah, you could. Yep. The problem is that those two things are in particular are not things that people are going to do all the time. They're going to set, maybe they'll change from light mode to dark mode once or twice. They'll generally just kind of go with one. They'll like do it's like a one-time thing. When they're in here, they might be like, oh yeah, I'm missing the such and such widget. And so I want to add it, or I don't like the placement, so this is too big. And they kind of get it squared away. And kind of like light and dark mode, it's sort of a one-time deal. Like, yeah, and I'm done. Maybe they later want to figure out, but it's not a very frequent thing, like you said. In the same way, so is light and dark mode. It's generally not something. And so putting that in a perpetual corner that's always visible on all screens is what you're saying now. You're saying not just to have the edit button visible on this dashboard screen, but on all of them, because light and dark mode is applicable to every screen. So that becomes, I don't know. If you put in different functions, sure. But it's actually the same thing that you just said. It's one extra click away. Instead of it would be light in your version. There would be a button that would have down here that'd be perpetually available. It would say whatever it says, but it would have edit for dashboard and it would have light and dark mode, in which it's about the same level of clicks away. So I don't know that changes the game. These UX discussions are really difficult to have in a large group because but hopefully the brainstorming that we just did gives you some sense of an alternative direction. Like Fahim, the problem that she's trying to solve right now is I'm a user, I signed in, got a dashboard of things. Normally there would be more things here. Okay, good. It's highly dense, lots of info, dashboards often. Even if I scroll down, I'm like, okay, unless I like train my eyes and pay attention, I might miss this. And so Wiley's trying to figure out, hey, is there a way to make this a little more evident so it's not necessarily overlooked, this functionality? And it doesn't have to be that the edit button itself becomes more evident as much as maybe implicitly the idea that these are malleable, that these could be changed or edited. Maybe a small edit or a small something button shows up in the moment in time in which that way it's not in your face all the time when you're not on the, anyway, that's that's the dilemma. This is what it looks like right now. When you're in this mode, everything's fine. I think Fahim, I think what you were saying is like, yeah, this is all fine. That this works pretty well. It's like helping people discover the fact that this is there. That's part of the challenge. The second part of the challenge is I clicked edit down here. I'm all done with my changes. What the? I thought oh, and it's not evident. They're not called out. Like it's the same coloring as everything else. So it's jarring, a little bit off. So those are the Wiley, you got your work cut out for you, I guess.
Yeah, okay, I just
You can share again if you have more thoughts, Wiley. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
actually so there's I want to like break it into more like little problems. The one thing is the location of that edit button, and the second thing is the design of the second button. Maybe the user didn't find don't find it because it's just when they like make some changes and when they scroll down and they found that there is another button here, like they might be confused. But how about we make the edit button like use the new design, but keeping the old location? So they don't want so at the first time they don't know how to like change the layout. They just like move something randomly and scroll down and find there's another button, and they might intuitively think it's an edit button, but the button is more discoverable. How about this plan?
Yeah, does anybody else have feedback, perspective?
I don't think so. Yeah, so those are some good suggestions, Wiley. Maybe we can follow up in Slack on this topic.
Well, yeah, I mean, just like 30 more seconds, maybe, just so she does not leave without. Wiley, I don't know. Anybody else can help?
I think like the suggestion that you gave earlier, like with having the like some grabber or something kind of an transition to the edit mode just on hover of any widget, and after that we'd also need like to enhance the actions panel that we have like save, edit, close that one, so it becomes a bit more prominent and usable. But I think that might be a good transition. Like rather than having a prominent button, like we might have an edit option basically on each of the widget. Maybe it's that same grid icon that we have right now for the grabber icon. So yeah, I think on which comes up on hover. I think that might be a decent transition right now. It would kind of be prominent and not at the center because it won't be seen always, but only on hover. But like, I think it might be easier for users to know that you can edit it.
So you mean I'm a little
Yeah, like
confused.
yeah, so the suggestion was like every time a user hovers over any of these existing widgets on the dashboard, there the grabber icon that is right now only available inside the edit mode would be come up on hover at the top right corner, like exactly at the same position it comes up in like edit mode will show that grabber icon on each of those widgets, and as user would try to either grab it using that or maybe click on it, would get into the edit mode. So that grabber icon would like work as an transition to the edit mode, basically an action button for that when the user is looking at the dashboard, and that icon will only come up when the user is hovering over any of these widgets. So that was the suggestion, and then there was a suggestion basically like to enhance the existing menu that's at the top, like the save close one. So that's kind of the second thing. But yeah, the further like that grabber button can be used as the action button or basically the edit button.
Okay, so you mean we can like switch some functions here? So the button, and instead of just the edit button, it can like function like a more like a action button.
No. Actually, we've explained it. I'm not. It's been explained 3 times, and so I'm not saying that to be mean in any way. I'm saying like I'm not sure that if I try to explain it again, that it'll help. Zahan, are you following along with this? Like, I'm wondering if someone can go through can collaborate with Wiley on that last description.
Yeah, I can I can talk with Wiley and Zach later on, and but so far we're not making a decision of which cell we're going to use.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so maybe Jihan, I can talk to you about this because I think I got what the decision that we reached at. So let's just talk about it loosely. All right, thanks a lot, Wiley, for your updates. We'll definitely collaborate on this one. Slack.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
And by the way, for everyone,
it's not an
this
easy
meeting is.
Thank you, Wiley. It's not easy. It's a very delicate balance that you're trying to strike. So thanks for sticking with it.
Sure, I think I should have more plans about this because I've searched in publicly because I don't see any other projects or products have a better plan for the users. So I need to like deep down and find more like details and compare like much more like detailed plans.
Thanks. Jitesh, do you want to go next?
Yes. So the issue was Helm was failing to import this formats. So basically the GZ one was not actually supported. tar and GZ zip was supported. I will come to this later. And this was the issues. I will go to the PR. So the main changes I made was in like parse file as Helm chart function. I replaced the load archive with the load one because it was expecting a clean flat archive which was failing for the zip and other formats, and I used the already existing find chart dir function in the code, so it will pass the directories and find the chart.yaml in the nested folders. And then I also wrote 2 functions, sanitize dir names, which will like if the chart suppose has a space in the nested folder, it will sanitize and replace it with hyphen, and also will remove. And I also wrote another function, remove hidden file, which will like remove the unnecessary hidden files from the extracted.
Yeah,
So
actually, like
that's
for these last two, like why we need to do that? Like why are we sanitizing the file name and like why are we cleaning up? Because we only need the chart that and the hand loader should work with it. Like
so actually like for this chart that Lee provided, so this one had like a nested directory which had a space.
Ritesh, he understands that, but he's just saying, what's the point? Like, it's good to be clean. He's just saying, is there any value in that? When Meshery is done with the import operation, it cleanse at some point. That's stored in temp scratch space. I think.
directory, yeah.
And so, being surgical about cleaning up a specific set of type of files versus just allowing the scratch space to be just handling it like the whole thing is no longer useful anyway. So being surgical about cleaning up some specific files is like, well, it's like if you
Kind
have
of nice redundant work because we would either way clean up the whole thing at the end of the operation. So the temporary directory is only created through the session. Like when we are importing, after that it gets cleaned up. So it doesn't make sense to like do anything with it.
Okay.
Either way, like we can't use it after the operation is done.
Okay, got it. And other major change I made was like just a known extension function, which will like instead of like will recognize the format at start. I basically I had two doubts. Like main one was like here while importing the GZ format, it was like giving error like it is not supported by the system because this handler is using this local map. I added this here for the local development, but it wasn't here. So should we add this here?
Yeah, like this is from the import. Yeah, this should be here. Like all of the extensions that are supported by the operation need to be added here, like which extensions we are supporting. So yeah, it's well tried.
Okay. And other one was like in the example chart, I had this like archive values .yaml. So like the load function will look for values .yaml, but it will not find the archive values .yaml. So it will give error even though it has a valid Helm chart. So how should we handle this?
That's what like didn't get like what was the issue here? Like this archive
Uh,
values.yaml was causing an issue, right?
yeah.
So
If I
what's the
rename
issue?
it like if I rename it to values.yaml, the the replaced load function will like rely on values.yaml and will load the Helm chart. But if I rename this to archive values, it will not uh, load and give a
Yeah,
certain like a issue
yeah.
with like service account not declared.
Yeah, so I think this is the issue. This is like an old archive, like old values.yaml. So it's probably not valid. We need there's a new valid one, values.yaml that should be used. This is a wrong one, so that's why it
Okay, okay.
won't work. And it should only look for values.yaml. It shouldn't look for any other file. So yeah, the issue is that this file is old. That's why it's archived.
Okay.
It's the old one.
Yeah, that cleared my all doubts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
Thank
regarding
you,
the other thing,
Ritesh.
like, is there any open issue with the Helm loader to support other archives? Because the loader is for like an archive, the archive loader of the Helm. So it's I think, but it's only right now supporting Tart or GZ. So, but like maybe we might open an issue there because it's supposed to work on most of the archives, unless Helm itself only supports .gz. Then I don't know. Like then maybe we like there's an open issue like question like if Helm doesn't support any other extension for the archive, then probably we shouldn't either. Maybe like because then it would be only available in that format. So I think we do need to like overdo, but like it's an issue to open there because we are using that library and we want to use it the most because otherwise we need to like do this manual like finding the chart.yaml. Is it records like nested because maybe Helm itself doesn't support like it nested else like it should be that. So
Yeah,
we need to like not overdo ourselves. Like whatever Helm is supporting, we should stay in that limit. And because otherwise it's kind of like just it won't come in that shape mostly. So we can tell the user like it's not a valid Helm chart. So they should like if you just open an issue there and see what would be the response. Like they might say like we don't want to support it because it's the only way to have a Helm chart. So we can then progress a bit. Because we just want to use the library to the best.
yeah. Actually, we were like the goal was to go for content over extension, so that's why we like supported this formats for now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just saying, like, maybe we should be able to use the library a bit more because we shouldn't have like manually look up like the chart and everything. The
Okay, okay,
library
got
should
it.
figure those
Okay,
things
I will
out
look
first
into it.
because then we need to like stay with the spec. Like, we need to like go through the whole Helm spec and see how
Hmm.
the value is like passed and how wide it can be stored. So then we need to take care of all of those things.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ritesh. We are like 1 minute over the time, and so at this point, I'll quickly share the calendar, which will take you to all the project and weekly meetings that we have, including the newcomers meeting of Thursdays. You can join and get an overview on the projects and community. So thanks a lot for joining this call. This will be available on our YouTube channel and also on our community forum. All those links can be found into the header of this Google Docs. So again, this also link is in the Slack channel, and I'll be dropping again in the chat. Before we get off, I just quickly wanted to make this call to volunteer, as we will likely need to, be having all our future meeting minutes in here. This Google Docs link will have to be updated throughout the orgs and readmes and calendars. So anyone who would like to work on these good first issues, it would be nice to have
And
those volunteers.
just add just one last thing that I forgot to mention. It's like, are you sure like .gz is a valid archive? Because I think it's just a compressed form, like gunzip. It's not a
Yeah,
valid
yeah.
archive.
It's not valid.
If,
Yeah.
and we shouldn't support it like for the Helm, because then it won't be a folder.
Yeah,
That's the last
went with it. I went with it because it was like mentioned in the valid Helm chart extension map in the identification.go. So that's why I added it. Otherwise, you can ignore
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we can go through it on Slack one more time.
Yeah.
Sure.
So this link is already shared in chat. Please do and sound off and I'll assign. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. We'll see you in Slack. Bye.